Narcissus was no ordinary youth. His presence was almost otherworldly, a beacon of beauty that drew the eyes of all who saw him. His beauty was legendary, surpassing even the most handsome gods. It was said that even the gods themselves would pause to admire his striking features. Born from the union of the river god Cephissus and the nymph Liriope, Narcissus possessed an ethereal charm. His lineage was divine, and it showed in every aspect of his being. His parents, captivated by his beauty, sought to know his fate. They were both proud and anxious, wondering what the future held for their extraordinary son. They consulted the prophet Tiresias, a blind seer who could see the future. Tiresias was known for his wisdom and his often cryptic prophecies. Tiresias uttered a cryptic prophecy. Narcissus would live a long life, he proclaimed, but only if he never came to know himself. This enigmatic statement puzzled his parents. The prophecy seemed harmless enough. What danger could there be in self-knowledge? They could not fathom how such a simple condition could pose any real threat. Narcissus grew each year, confirming Tiresias's prediction. His beauty only intensified with age, becoming more and more captivating. His beauty blossomed, captivating all who beheld him. People from far and wide came just to catch a glimpse of him. Yet Narcissus remained untouched by the yearning gazes. He seemed indifferent to the admiration and adoration that surrounded him. He was aloof, his heart untouched by love. No matter how many admirers professed their feelings, Narcissus remained distant and unresponsive. He was the embodiment of cold, untouchable beauty. His allure was like a beautiful but unreachable star, admired from afar but never truly known. The prophecy, it seemed, had cast a shadow over his very soul. It was as if the words of Tiresias had woven an invisible barrier around his heart, preventing him from ever truly connecting with others. One day, as Narcissus wandered through the woods, he encountered Echo, a mysterious presence that seemed to blend with the very essence of the forest. Echo was a mountain nymph, known far and wide for her enchanting voice and the captivating stories she would tell to anyone who would listen. However, Hera, the powerful and often vengeful queen of the gods, had cursed her for her deceit. As a result of Hera's curse, Echo could only repeat the last words spoken to her, forever unable to express her own thoughts and feelings. When she saw Narcissus, she was instantly smitten by his unparalleled beauty and grace. His beauty struck her dumb, leaving her heart aching with the desire to speak to him, to tell him how she felt. "Who's there?" Narcissus called out, hearing a mysterious rustle in the leaves that piqued his curiosity. "There," Echo repeated, her voice a faint whisper that seemed to blend with the rustling leaves. Intrigued by the faint voice, Narcissus ventured deeper into the woods, drawn by the mystery and allure of the unseen speaker. "Come here," he commanded, his curiosity growing stronger with each step he took. "Here," Echo replied, her heart pounding with a mix of hope and fear, her voice betraying her deep emotions. She stepped out from behind the tree, her arms outstretched, her eyes filled with longing and desperation. But Narcissus, seeing only a disheveled nymph, recoiled in disgust, unable to see the love and pain in her eyes. He spurned her advances coldly, his heart untouched by her plight, indifferent to the depth of her affections. Heartbroken and humiliated, Echo fled into the caves, her cries of despair echoing through the mountains, a haunting reminder of her unrequited love and eternal curse. This encounter with Echo was not unique. Echo, a nymph cursed to only repeat the words of others, was just one of many who fell for Narcissus. Many others, both nymphs and mortals, were captivated by Narcissus's beauty. His striking appearance drew admirers from far and wide, each hoping to win his affection. They declared their love, their voices filled with longing and despair. But Narcissus remained indifferent. He listened to their heartfelt confessions with a cold detachment, unmoved by their sincerity. He scorned their affections, mocking their declarations of love. To him their emotions were trivial, unworthy of his attention. He believed himself to be above such emotions, worthy only of admiration, not genuine affection. Narcissus saw himself as a being of superior beauty and grace, far removed from the common feelings of love and compassion. His heart, cold and unyielding, reflected nothing but his own perceived magnificence. Narcissus's cruelty became notorious. His disdain for those who loved him was well known, and yet it did nothing to deter new admirers. The nymphs he had rejected cried out for justice. Their hearts, broken by his indifference, sought retribution for the pain he had caused. Their prayers reached the heavens, finally heard by Nemesis, the goddess of retribution. The cries of the heartbroken nymphs stirred her to action. Nemesis, the dispenser of divine justice, would not tolerate such arrogance. She was determined to bring balance and teach Narcissus a lesson he would never forget. She swore to teach Narcissus a lesson, to show him the folly of his vanity. Nemesis devised a plan that would make him understand the pain he had inflicted on others. His punishment, she decided, would be a reflection of his own heart. Narcissus would come to face the consequences of his coldness and vanity, a fate that would mirror the suffering he had caused.